All right, quarterback school live, the day off, locked in, fired up, little live, do it live. My man Ben checking in. Yo, JT, what's up? Do me a favor. You're in the chat. You're in the chat early. You timed it perfectly. Hit me with your favorite emoji. Make sure I sound all right. I'm not talking to myself, and we will get this thing going. Now is the time. Get in the chat. Give me your questions. Get locked in here. Got a fun week quarterback school wise. All sorts of content. What do we do today? Geno Smith, Kenny Pickett, Patreon community video. Who did we do yesterday? I don't even remember. The first day, we did Teddy Bridgewater because I was waiting on film. I'm excited. Tomorrow, I will announce tomorrow's video later in the stream, but it's already done as well. Excited for this one. My man Ben, appreciate you. Jesse, checking in. All good. Excellent. I appreciate y'all coming in. Make sure you hit that like, crank this thing out. Going hard. Kevin, my man, you're late to the party. I've already been cranking out Kenny Pickett. The entire video is already up for the quarterback school Patreon community. You're welcome. Get over there. Join. Never been cheaper, easier, more streamlined. Already cranked it out. If you're not going to do that and you just say, the hell with that, then hop over to Twitter. I usually kind of sprinkle out some content over the course of the afternoon for that. Already done that. Locked in. I am the real Murph. My man Murph is Cooper Rush for real. Cooper Rush is tomorrow's video. Cooper Rush doing great. Lot to like. I will give you kind of the overarching kind of Cooper Rush take here at some point over the course of this live. I will say that, is he for real for what he's been doing for the Cowboys right now? Yes. Are there elements when you turn on the film where Cooper Rush and the Cowboys are getting a little bit lucky? Yes. Doesn't take anything away, okay, at all from the good throws that he's doing. But I counted, it's been off the top of my head, I would say 3-ish at least turnover-worthy plays, 2 interceptions that were called back for penalties, it looked like. Another one where the safety fell on an invert replace on a deep post. If any or some of those don't go their way, is he playing as well? Probably not, but I'm not going to apologize for being lucky. He's also making some big-time throws, big-time throws on the post. Great Dino where they rip it to Lamb late down the field. Man, that was fun to see that thing kind of build itself up, and for him to do that with this opportunity, pretty cool. But I'm hearing peeps go crazy and start talking about him playing until he loses or things like that. Like, come on, get out of here with that. Not trying to hear that. Boom. Ben worked at Patreon for 4 years. Love it. It's very cool. I have to pick your brain, Ben. I enjoy Patreon. I know there's a bunch of different platforms out there that kind of do similar things. I think Patreon is the one I'm most familiar with. I also am a patron for a few different content creators that I enjoy. See what we got here. Braylon Smith. I hope I said your first name right. What do you think a day should look like for a young pro, mentally and physically prep? My man Jesse, boom, appreciate it. I don't know what would the difference between a young pro and experienced pro. I mean, there might be a little bit more kind of holistic understanding of certain concepts or certain things that you're being asked to do that you might not know as a young pro. You're certainly going to pick more kind of people's brains, have more conversations, but I think those things never stop. I don't know if there would be specific things that a young pro would only do that older or veteran pro wouldn't do. I'll give you an example of what I did when I was a young pro. I know I've talked about it on this channel before, but I sat down with the O-line coach once a week, my rookie or second year, I think my rookie year, and went over one pass protection every single day, and that was on Fridays over the course of the season. Now, he probably hated it, but it really, really helped me. So that was one thing I did as a young pro that I didn't do necessarily as a more veteran pro. Tough. All right, what else we got? Oh, man, we got a lot of people in here talking about Tua. So, talk a little bit about Tua here. Uh, I'm not that kind of doctor. Not going to really get into it. I will say that, just from the common sense element of it, it certainly looked like he was hurt. Whatever you want to frame it as a back, I think, most people would use their eyes and say that probably wasn't necessarily the only case. Certainly did him dirty to a certain regard, it feels like. And I will say that someone who played, not certainly as much or as well as that type of player, but it would take a lot for me to take myself out of the game. And granted, the game's come a long way, but even now, years after me being done playing, I still sympathize with guys who want to go out there and play. And that's from being detached from the game, knowing all the injuries from it. It's that hard to pull yourself away and basically protect yourself from yourself, if that makes sense. But as far as I don't know, the misinformation out there or who's at fault, all I can tell you is that organization can't seem to get out of its own fucking way. And that's just the truth of it. And I don't have anything really nice to say other than the fact that I'm pulling for the dude. I think if you've been a fan of the channel for a long time, you know that I think highly of Tua. I'm excited to see him out there healthy. Hopefully he can protect himself as well, get the ball out a little quicker sometimes, but just a bummer on so many levels. Jesse Kennedy, my man, coming in early with the support and the membership. You watching Drake May lately? Is Drake May the dude at UNC? Because if he's the dude at UNC, I've had multiple people tell me that I need to check it out. I do not have access to that film right now. Doesn't mean I won't at some point. But if you're interested in that type of film, I'm going to have to either look into, I usually look into the college film a little bit out of the NFL season, more drafty season, but we'll see. Let me know if that's the dude. I'm not great with the channels or with the names. There you go. Appreciate it, Jesse. Yeah, if you have film of him, great. I'll probably get some film of him at some point, but it won't be like the channel content right now where I'm trying to crank out stuff that's time relevant. It's more of like draft season, off season stuff. Chris Palmer, you appreciate that second camera. I've had a second camera for a while, still working on the lighting over here. A little dark for me, for my take. Need to talk to the brother, get this thing crisped up, but it exists. All right. What else we got here? Kid Tricksta. What's wrong with Matthew Stafford? His O-line didn't do him any favors. Hasn't looked good this year. Okay. I'll be straight up here. I don't watch a whole lot of Matthew Stafford. I don't watch a whole lot of the Rams. I know that they've certainly had a lot of turnover up front with my man Big Wit stepping away. Lose a pretty explosive weapon in OBJ on the perimeter as well. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I have all the answers. I watched, I think, 3 plays last night, 2 of which he missed touchdown throws. Turned it off. It's just not I don't have any way to put around. It's not my favorite guy to watch, so if I have other things going, I don't feel bad about not catching those games at all. Lazaro, just out of curiosity, you guys can come at me in the chat. I'm not going to talk about it again, but why do we have so many people talking about the Tua situation? What has changed about the Tua situation other than the fact that they've just bungled this thing from jump? If I'm missing parts of it, let me know. Fish Bulb, bro, you are on it. Let's talk Carolina Panthers. Okay? I have not watched a snap of them recently. I am planning on doing a Baker Mayfield Patreon video just because I am fascinated by what the hell is going on with the so many people got in my mentions from Twitter about like batted balls that I muted the conversation pretty quickly, but I'm excited to see what the hell's going on. I think that they've been a dumpster fire for a long time as far as an organization, as far as a coaching staff. Don't have a lot of confidence in how they're calling plays over there, who's calling plays, what it looks like. I personally would love to see Sam Darnold. Same thing I think I said in training camp that I would love to see Sam Darnold. Doesn't mean that he's going to do significantly better. I just want to see Sam Darnold in a situation where he's maybe got a competent staff. That's not going to happen right now. But it just feels like the Carolina situation is inevitable, that they're going to part ways. He's going to go back to college. Probably good for everyone involved. And, the Baker Mayfield thing is crazy, that you can go from being in the playoffs to being hurt to being in a franchise that's struggling to really probably going to have a hard time finding a place where you can catch on and play. And that's how fast it happens. Boom. All right. All right. I appreciate Chris setting me straight. But boom. What else we got? Oh, I think I did the Bengals last week, actually. I see some questions in here about stopping the Chiefs offense. I don't know. I didn't watch the Sunday night game. I know that, they've probably adapted what they've doing. I know, if anything, Andy Reid is just deeper into his bag of tricks without the cheetah and how they're going to exploit teams. But they've still got Patrick Mahomes. They've still got Travis Kelce. They still got the creativity, especially in the red area. Jared Shortridge, my man. Why can't Russ cook in Denver? I mean, has Russ been cooking recently? When was Russ cooking? What should I go back? Someone in this chat tell me, what game should I go back and be like, Russ is cooking, so I can see exactly what it looks like. Because when I turn it on, yeah, he made, what was the one play that I saw? The big post, I think late in the game, that gave them a shot to kind of get back in the thing. But it doesn't look like anybody's cooking over there. And that's just the nicest way I can say it. T. Mark Cali got jokes. Okay. Kid Trickster. I like this one because I think I'm planning on doing it this week. I think you'll be excited to watch Zach Wilson film. He looked amazing in the fourth quarter. I heard that he looked amazing in the fourth quarter. I also heard that he looked terrible for the majority of the game and definitely the first part of it. So we'll see. I'm going to go back and do probably, how do I have it lined up? Hold on one sec. Nope. I'm planning on doing Zach Wilson for the YouTube channel. So it won't be tomorrow. Tomorrow's Cooper Rush. It'll probably be the day after that, which is what, Thursday? Who plays the Thursday night game this week? In the past this year, I haven't done really Friday videos. I've just been trying to do the Thursday night video, quick kick out. I might this week just because I have so much content that I want to get to. Who's the other one I want to see? I think this is just for me. No one's ever asked for this video this week. I just am curious. Ryan Tannehill, I heard played pretty well, and I would like to see it. I haven't watched a snap of them. Usually if Ryan Tannehill's playing well, that means that running game is playing well as well. So I want to see exactly what that looks like. But definitely going to do the Zach Wilson thing because I've had a ridiculous amount of people hit me up about it. Denver Colts. Oh, Jesus. No.
I'm your huckleberry.
Appreciate that, Master Spin. Chris Palmer. Sorry, bro. Beyond the scope of this live. South Boy Slugger. Any advice on 8-on-8 flag football concepts? What kind of passing concepts would you run? Most teams play cover 3. 1 safety, 3 linebackers, 2 corners, 2 rushers. Any advice you have? South Boy Slugger, how many people are eligible in your flag football league? Anytime you get middle field closed, you got to hit the seams and just work the seams until they get out of middle field closed. And if they don't get out of the middle field closed, you should absolutely do work on the outside and in the seam. Master Spin, that got me going. That got me laughing pretty good, actually. Let me see if I can see the question. What players were fun to party with when you were playing? I mean, damn near everybody is fun when you're playing because everybody's got probably more money than they should have. And depending on what time of year it is, a little bit more time on their hands than they should have in a normal lifestyle. So I'm trying to think of all of those kind of memories that jolt back to my mind, which is the one that I would most feel comfortable sharing right now. We'll say I did have an amazing time the first time I ever went to the track. So went to the track in New Orleans. Never been. I'm still not a big bettor, but I enjoy the horse track every once in a while, once a year, out here at Del Mar. And then in New Orleans, we went to the first time, and there were a few people that had horses. Jake Delhomme had a bunch of horses. And then we went with Brian Cox, linebacker, old school linebacker. If you remember him, he used to have like the flat thing. I actually think he's a coach in the league now. B. Cox is a great dude. He's a massive personality. This was at the tail end of his playing career, but he was still a legitimate, massive human being that played the middle linebacker and saw some of the biggest collisions of my life in training camp with him hitting running backs. But we go to the track. He ends up hitting a pick six, walks away with almost well over 100. I think he won close to 200,000. And it was a good night for sure to be able to go out and celebrate that win. But yeah, we had some big ones. It was a good time all over the place. New Orleans was a lot of fun. Matt Jones, don't lose your mind.
I'm your huckleberry.
Okay, Geno Smith is playing really well. Is he a top tier quarterback? I don't know what tiers you're talking about, but I would say no. He's having a great year, and excited to see him do more, but we'll see what it looks like over the course of the entire season. Oh, man, I knew this was coming. Justin Fields has been sacked way too many times this year. What's your concern level with his growth with terrible O-line? I mean, my concern is high, like everyone's concern has been. I think people probably overreacted to a couple wins early in the year. This roster is exactly what everyone thought this roster was. I know that there's probably some people in Chicago that'll get all sensy about it, but it's just not good enough on the offensive side of the ball. Damn near anywhere. And so Justin Fields needs to both a combination of survive, meaning physically, literally, mental, like health-wise, not get hurt, be healthy enough, and find some way to both endure and improve. And I know that might sound like, oh, those are two easy things. Those are not two easy things to do in this type of situation. And so I'm concerned, yeah. Am I concerned with Justin Fields, the player? No. Am I concerned with his like long-term chances with this offense, this franchise right now? Hell yes. Bro, chat 69. Why you do it to me, man? Now I got to be the monitor too? Just like that. We're gone. Tough. All right, we got 63 of our closest friends in here. 14 of you y'all have liked this thing, so I appreciate you keeping this thing going. See if I can get back to my screen. Again, what was I going to say? Oh, I appreciate the support. Hit the like button if you haven't. Crank this thing up. We'll keep this thing going for a little bit longer. What time we got? Getting close. Maxing out here. What I was going to say, I was going to try to do another Patreon video today. I'm not sure if it will happen now, just as this thing continues to crank up. T. Mart Callie, do you think Derek Carr is an NFL quarterback? Yeah, hell yeah, he's an NFL quarterback. He's not my favorite quarterback to watch. I'm not going to lie. Probably why, and this is crazy I know many people come to this channel. There's a number of different ways, but most people come to this channel through the lens of their team. And so whether that's the Bears, whether that's the Dolphins, whether that's the Raiders, whether that's whoever. So they enter the channel through the lens of, hey, he's talking about my quarterback. This is cool. Hopefully, unless I say something stupid and then you think this cat's a clown. But I look at it from just the position, and I try to watch whatever I think is interesting, both schematically and quarterback play wise, is kind of how it gravitates. And what they're doing in the Raiders, what they've been doing with the Raiders, the way that he plays, it's just not my favorite. I just think that there are so many other quarterbacks and quarterback situations that I'm really interested in, that the Raiders situation is kind of at the bottom. Ellison Lord. What's up, Ellison? Let me see here. What's more important for college prospects, potential or current skill? More important, I would probably say current skill. Like, you have to have a significant threshold to even be considered. So if you don't have the current skill, it doesn't matter what your potential is. So current skill, but at the end, I don't really think it's either or, to be honest with you. RBO7. Thoughts on how the Packers wide receiver room is developing? Almost no thoughts. Not wide receiver school. Certainly seem to be playing better. I mean, my main thought would be, if we had Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback, I would think that the wide receiver room is going to develop pretty nicely. It might not be coming at the speed that he or they would like, but I think over the course of a season, over the course of, that kind of intentional practice, attention to detail, a head coach that constantly wins, I think the development is going to look good. Now you couple in there some crafty veterans and some younger guys that might get better and better and take advantage of some big play opportunities eventually. I think they'll be fine. I'm sorry, Prince Lightning, you got me there, bro. I wasn't ready for that. Hello. How do you, I'm assuming it says think, Auburn can improve? Prince. My mother-in-law is all War Eagle all the time. The fastest way that they're going to improve right now is probably to make a change at the head coaching position. I think we're all just kind of buying time until a change is made. And when the change is made, they're first going to have to hire an athletic director. Then they're going to have to hire a head coach that fits whatever the hell Auburn is. And Auburn is a lot of things. All of which are almost beyond the scope of this live stream. Sorry. South Boy Slugger. Appreciate the love. Very cool. I've been watching since day one. All your early stuff was awesome. Thank you so much. Very cool. Thanks for sharing. Greg Davis. Which team do you think runs the best schemes for their particular quarterback? I've been pretty impressed with Detroit. Certainly Philadelphia is up there this year. Who else matches their scheme to their quarterback particularly well? Obviously the Chiefs, the Bills. Not going out on a limb saying those teams. Those are the ones that jump immediately to the forefront. All right, what we got? Joe Westfall. Let's do a couple more questions, then I'm going to get out of here. See if I can crank out another video. Where was I, Joe? When media talk about how a guy has a high football IQ, are there really a bunch of meatheads in the league? I mean, yes and no. Do I think there's a bunch of meatheads? No. Are there certainly some people that you would be surprised there just based on maybe their understanding of ball? Because I think that those are really two different things. Like football IQ, you can have a high football IQ and still be classified in what I would consider like a meathead. They're not necessarily directly correlated. I think that you don't have to be necessarily a genius to play football or professional sports in general. I don't think that's a hot take by any means. I think that there are a lot of smart people at the highest level. Anecdotally, all I can talk about is football. But there is also a flip side to that coin as well. And so it's probably somewhere in the middle. But I think that the guys who can separate themselves and use their kind of higher performance IQ, playing IQ, do have a tendency to stick around a little bit longer, and those are the guys that teams seem to gravitate to especially for like the lower tier of the roster, depending on how you build your roster, what it looks like as far as that team personality. I think if you're someone who has the kind of label as being a high IQ guy, I think it helps. I really do. I think I was fortunate enough to have that when I was playing, and I was able to kind of compound that into probably a certain number of opportunities, and you have to be able to learn quickly, to perform quickly, to be able to come in, learn a language, learn a concept, learn a philosophy, learn a system, and then be able to translate it into performance really quickly to win a job. And then that kind of compounds into you being able to stay in the league for as long as you possibly can. Boom. All right, let's do one more. I appreciate y'all hanging out. How long did we go here? I can't even tell. We'll see. All right. CWB, you timed it perfectly. Let's see what we got here. Saw you were live, so just wanted to say thank you for the great content. Really helps the uninitiated learn more about the quarterback position and the game. CDW, thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right, that's a good one to end on. I certainly continue to appreciate the support on the channel. It means a lot to me when you all spread the word through whatever social media platform you use. Comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Enroll in the courses, become a member of the Quarterback School Patreon community. Goes a long way to helping the sustainability of the channel. I have a blast doing this. It's fun to interact with people that love ball, that want to get to know more about it. So thank you again for hanging out on the live, spreading the word on the channel. I sincerely appreciate it. Have a good one.